right back. There we go. Sorry. I just needed to really quick do something inside, but now. So yeah, I'm not starting just yet. I'm just kind of kickstarting this process here. Like, not really doing anything quite at this second. Can I get a better view of this if I put it here and then point you down, maybe? There we go, a little bit. It's kind of awkward for me, but yeah. So I have these BBK headers that I picked up yesterday, actually. And as you can see, there's some oxidation, whatever else on them. They have been used, but they're actually in really good shape. So what I'm going to do today, and I'm just setting this up because I'm a little early, but is I'm gonna wet sand these. I already have my wet sand paper, which is 1500 grit, and the water bucket. That should be good. Now, in the end, I might just end up saying no to like polishing these out and stuff like that, and might just do a header. Would be better, to be honest. And hey, Martino. Hope you enjoyed this live stream. This is the first time I've done something like this, so I was attempting in the past to do one, but then internet went out for the entire area. So yeah, it was that was a fun time. But yeah, so and I just had to really quick before I did that. Like, as soon as I started this, that's why I wasn't here at the very beginning. I had to run inside very quickly to monetize the video because I can't do that off my phone while I'm live. So it's kind of annoying, actually. I wish I could just monetize off my phone with live streams, but so that's what I did really quick. But yeah, so hopefully this all works out. I believe it should. I don't know how long I'll be out here though, because as you can see, it's not super cold. It's not super warm either. It's just, hang on, so that I am not, there we go. Do that. And let's see, because how early am I still? Okay, still 13 minutes. So, but meanwhile, I can tell you guys about what's happened in the past couple of days. Or I should say what's happened yesterday, pretty much. Because, okay. It's not too bad out here. Like, it's about +2, +3 Celsius. Like, can barely see my breath. And and I've got my bucket full of water and wet sandpaper. It's 1500 grit. But yesterday, because did a few things yesterday actually. So I went to Calgary. Actually, first went to a little place called Cheadle. It's just south of Calgary, and my dad was picking up some things from the auction, and I saw some vehicles out in the lot. So I decided, you know what? I am going to film these, right? Because it's an auction, you're allowed to do that sort of thing. So I didn't open the doors or anything like that, or open the hoods, because this auction had already concluded. So I wasn't going to be that person. But yeah. No, I am very, very excited. So that video is actually up on the channel right now. It's not a very long video because there's only like 4 vehicles in the video. But, there was a near mint, actually, F100 Custom, like a bullnose, early 80s. Like, really cool truck, to be honest. No rust whatsoever. Just a few dents and dings, and that's it. Like, the thing was, you could pull those dents, do a little bit of body work, spend maybe $1,000, $1,200, and you have a showroom quality truck. Like, I didn't look under the hood, of course, but still. But yeah, then afterwards, we stopped at a guy named Cal's place in Calgary, and he's part of the Dark Horses Mustang Club, which I'm part of. And I asked in the group if anybody had a distributor and headers. Well, he piped up and said, I do. I bought both of them. Really good price, honestly. I paid $250 for the pair, which is amazing deal. Because these BBK headers, even though they're needing some restoration work, these things brand new are over $400. So, and they're not really used that much. Like, you can just tell by the fact that there's still some shiny parts on this. Oh yeah, these were only run for not very long at all. So that video is already up, Sunfish. Now, if the trucks can stop hooting their horns, that'd be great. I'm trying to do a live stream here. Yeah, so did that. Well, is a friend of mine has a powder coating machine, homemade, you know, and it'll fit wheels, right? So this is like perfect. Okay, so he's actually gonna restore and powder coat a set of wheels that I had for Lilo initially. If you remember way back on my channel, if you've been here long enough, I bought the CSA 1622s off of a friend of mine near Edmonton, and never got them mounted on the car because I was waiting for slightly nicer weather to come around, and I ended up selling it before I mounted the summer tires on it. So I said, screw it, okay? So these wheels have just sat. Well, now they're gonna get a little bit of restoration. They're not bad, but yeah, it's all good. Well, if that convoy was here still, I'd be surprised because, well, they should be in Ottawa at this point if they're doing that. But that's besides the point. I'm not here to discuss politics or anything like that. Not my platform here. Very rarely have I ever discussed politics here on my channel. Yeah, okay. Still a few more minutes. So I'll wait a couple more minutes here. But yeah, so then talked to them for about 45 minutes, an hour, and then came home. So got done yesterday, to be honest. You know, got a video out, met a really good contact that sold me these and the distributor, which is still my dad's car, actually. It's an HEI distributor with a vacuum advance because the one on Lilo has an electronic advance, which electronic advance distributors don't work with carburation that well. It can cause issues down the road, so I would just much rather have the security of the vacuum advance. So that's what we're doing. I'll be traveling up to Edmonton at my buddy's place here in a few weeks. We're gonna install these along with new. Actually, I picked up some, or haven't picked them up yet. Roy Marco, actually from Roy Marco's Garage, is helping me out a little bit, and like I'm gonna pay him for it. No worries there. But he's gonna pick me up some ramp locks for the exhaust studs, and gasket material, so that we can either have like gaskets for these headers or make our own. I'm not sure which route he's gonna go, but yeah. So in a couple weeks, I'll head up there, and yeah, we'll do that. And then also there will be some videos on that, as well as there will be videos on more Civic videos coming up. So because that's where the Civic is currently right now. It's not here in Sundre. It is in Edmonton at my buddy's property. So he's got a nice warm shop, lift, all that sort of stuff, right? But yeah, so the thing is with these headers, because they're a BBK, which is a very nice quality header. They're some of the best on the market right now, and yeah, honestly, I dig them, and they're gonna flow so much better than what those stock ones do. Oh yeah, that F100 was gorgeous. You know, I was just amazed at the condition of it. You know, that Caddy was actually not terrible shape either. But yeah, like, and I really was, if we had a little more money and stuff like that, I would have attempted to road trip that International back home here. But of course, didn't buy it, so that'll be somebody else's project. But yeah, it sold for, I think it was $1,000, so that's not bad. But it did actually, I made a mistake in the video though, because I said that looks like a brake booster. That wasn't. That was for the hydraulic lift ramp on the back of it. So, but it's all good. It looked like a brake booster. You're underneath the truck. I was confused. But yeah, anyways, so we are at, what time are we at now? Still 6 minutes. But while people are trickling in, meanwhile, I think I'm gonna start on these. So let's see. Can I get these more in shot? Tilt that down because you don't really need to see. You need to see more of what I'm doing as opposed to my face. So what I'm doing here, very simple, is I've got a bucket over here with wet sandpaper. This is 1500 grit. Now, if you were doing this, normally you'd scuff it with like 60 grit, then go up and up and up and up and up, and to like a 3000 grit to get that nice shiny coat. But I'm not doing that. I'm just doing the 1500 grit because, well, I don't want to spend 8 hours on these just to wrap them, right? This is just kind of a fun video to show you guys, you know what? If you have some old headers that are not in terrible shape, you can clean them up. So anyways, let us begin this. So let's just see if I can get any of this out. It probably did. It might have had a V8, but it was most likely a 300. So like, and all I'm doing is just getting the impurities out of this way, which is already working. I can already see the shininess underneath this. You know, and you always want to make sure it's wet because otherwise it won't work near as well as you'd like it to. You just destroy the sandpaper. Wow, already. I'm surprised it's working this quick. Hey, how's it going? I definitely appreciate you coming to the live stream. And sorry if I miss any messages while I'm standing here because, you know, this takes a lot of my concentration. But I'll try my best to look up at the chat as well. So, and I don't have a computer out here to tell me the chat. It's just here on the screen. Oh, I'm pretty good actually. You know, I'm excited to clean these up. I've never actually had a set of headers, so you know what? To clean up. So these are nice, and again, these are BBK headers. They're a very nice header. And all I'm doing is just trying to get the blemishes and the shine back. Which, now, to do this absolutely properly, you would also, after you're done doing all this, you would have, like, this in a vise and then get a polisher and polish the crap out of them to make them really shine. But again, like I mentioned, I'm probably just going to end up wrapping these headers, which this is already looking a lot better. Like, feeling better, too. You know, much smoother compared to this. So, yeah, like, so far, you know, you can already start to see the shine in this a little bit. Right? But this it's a long process. So, you know, don't think that you'll do this in like 20 minutes. Sure. I'm always looking for new polishes because I do have a buffer. But the polish I have is just garbage, to be honest. I don't know why I bought it. Because I don't think it's actually a proper polish. I think I bought something else. But, yeah, and you know, and you just want to do this like light, to be honest. Don't put a ton of pressure. Because once you start putting a ton of pressure on it, you're just going to wreck the sandpaper. You won't do any damage to this metal, though, at all. And, yeah, they're looking pretty good, you know? It's just it's a long process. Oh, I did not see that message. Hang on. Nice, Mach 1. Very nice. Been a while since I've seen you in my chat. Nice to see ya. You know, but yeah, and these headers are for Lilo, which now has a Roller 302 in her. Because when I had her in my possession, she had a 3.8, which I seized the motor on. So, on my very last drive of it, actually. So, when I delivered it to the guy. So, it's like, I got every last dollar out of that car at that point. But, like, he had a plan to swap the motor anyways. That was his idea, so, because he understood that, hey, that motor's cooked. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of decent polishes out there. I just don't have them right now. So, but I'm not going to spend a ton of money on polishes and stuff like that. This is just stuff I had lying around at this point, just to clean this up a little bit and have a fun little live video for you guys. So, yeah. Oh, it definitely did. Because for anybody that doesn't know the story on that 3.8, so it had the CFI system, which was Ford's attempt at reproducing Chevy's TBI. Now Chevy's TBI really doesn't give you much issues. Like, there's like no tunability to it, but it was reliable, right? And Chevy back in the day tested the hell out of their vehicles. They didn't leave anything to chance, really. So when Ford got a hold of it, yeah, and like, yeah, because when Ford got a hold of the TBI design, they sort of reverse engineered it, did a couple other little things to it, and tried to make it cheaper and made it so much worse. And yeah, and like, do I have to technically wet sand this to get it to stick? No, but honestly, this is better too as well, because just in case if there's little impurities that are sticking up, this gets it all down and we'll be ready to go. And like, and you can buy header wrap for really cheap actually. Like, after this video is done, I'm probably gonna go buy header wrap for it's less than $40 Canadian. So worth it, worth every penny. Let's start on this side actually. See this big long tube here. Yeah, it's amazing how well this is working actually. So, because yeah, I could just technically wrap them like this, but I'm not gonna, right? Because you always want to have a clean surface for whatever you're doing. Like, I've never wrapped headers before, so it'll be my first attempt. So let's see how good or bad they're gonna be. Because I have no idea. Yeah, I just wish I had a nice warm shop to work in instead of out here. It's not that cold out here. Like, I'm totally comfortable, but. And something I have, a little bit of brake clean. Because I forgot my towels, but it's fine. This will get all the dirt and stuff like that off the thing. Yeah, oh yeah, that's working. It's definitely working. Like, will these come out absolutely mint? No. To get them to be like absolutely super shiny and stuff like that, you'd have to get a buffer, right? So that's one of the reasons why, like, I have a buffer and stuff like that, but you know, it's one of those deals. Yeah, but no, these are coming out pretty good actually. And I didn't take before and after pictures. Oh well. Anyway. I was telling myself I was going to do that, and I did not. But yeah, I mean, will I be doing this for a terribly long time? No, probably about an hour or so. Maybe a little longer. We'll see. I know that my buddy Teen Mechanic, actually, he wanted to stop by. See, I don't know what that is in Celsius, because that's Fahrenheit. Yeah, I only know a couple of the conversions from Fahrenheit to Celsius. That's true. I can do that. But it's not the end of the world. Like, again, are these going to be like super mint condition, super clean, amazing? No. But they will be okay. And that's all I'm going for right now. So 70 there. So that's about like, what is that? 20? 20 Celsius? Something like that. And again, and I can't just do the conversion right now because I'm live. And I don't have my other phone out here. Plus, I'm okay. Put that back in there. Oh, it's -7? Okay. Yeah, that's a little chilly. And again, good old brake clean, right? But be careful with this stuff because it is corrosive. I use it to wash my hands all the time, but it's a bad thing to do, to be honest. But yeah, just be careful. Because it will eat away at your skin, you can feel it. But yeah, take a look at how that long pipe is doing so far, right? It's getting really shiny and stuff like that. Hey, there's Teen Mechanic. Now, I wanted to say, actually, to everybody here, yesterday was Teen Mechanic's 16th birthday. So, and I wanted to ask him, actually, because he booked it for this morning. Did you get your license this morning? Congratulations. That is awesome, man. Yeah, see, now we can go cruising together in the future. Oh, you're at the car wash right now? Nice. That's great. God, this is looking actually really good. Like, and what I told the chat here too is these are not going to be absolutely mint condition when I'm done. these I'm just wet sanding with 1500 grit sandpaper to get them as with the least amount of impurities as I can, and then I'll wrap them. Well, absolutely, and and yeah, you can come out here, I can go out there. It'll be a good time. Because you're the only 16-year-old that I find agreeable. So. Ooh, see, I did find a little bit of rust on these as I'm standing in between the bars, but again, it's not that bad. These are not rusted through or anything like that. These are still good headers. So, and we'll be interested to see how these look when I'm done. And they're already looking really good. Because, yeah, well, just as an example, so let me spray this with some brake clean again. Clean it. There we go. So if you take a look at these, right, you can already tell I've gotten quite a bit of shine out of these already. Now, how this looked prior to this is very similar to this header here, right? And you can see how much dirtier it is. Nowhere near as shiny, right? So just getting to it slowly but surely. And because if anybody has done any wet sanding whatsoever, they know that this is not a quick process. So it'll take you a while, but it's well worth the effort when you're done. When you can wet sand basically anything, you just got to make sure you use the right grit sandpapers doing it. Like minimum for wet sanding that I use is 1500. You can go way up to like 8,000, 10,000 grit sandpaper. It's insane. And it's like, it just falls apart in your hands. So. Well, hey, when I was 16, I was riding a bike to school all the time. And it didn't matter if it was plus 30 or minus 40. I rode. Hey, old school, you told me you were busy, you liar. Welcome to the live stream. Oh, God, that's looking really good, actually. And yeah, because all I'm doing with these, I am wet sanding them to, these are like, at least Canadian price, like $440 for the set brand new. So, I'm just teasing you, old school. It's fine. But yeah, because I'm just getting as many of the impurities as I can out, and then I'm going to wrap these, so. Because I borrowed the money for these headers, thank you very much. Plus the distributor, so, yeah. And I borrowed the money to buy Lilo, too, so it's fine. These are just some things that'll make it so much better. And then, pretty soon I'll have the money to pay them back, so. Oh, hey, no worries, Joseph. Well, hey, enjoy yourself. And, yeah, if, I get it. You get your independence back. Oh, 100%, like, it'll be really good, when she's all up and going and stuff like that. All she needs right now is a belt tensioner, which there's one in Edmonton, so it's going to be coming down in the next couple of days. The inspection needs to be done. You need to top off the coolant. And there's a couple other minor things to button up, but she'll pass her inspection on Tuesday. So I'll be driving her at that point, and I just need to, there's a vacuum port on the back of the intake, actually, that I need to get a new one, because what happens with it, it goes straight up, and it blocks you from putting an air cleaner on the car. So I need one that bends a little bit so I can put an air cleaner on it. Oh yeah, I am super happy to have my car back too. Like, I never wanted to sell her in the first place. But unfortunately, I didn't really have the funds to try and rebuild or swap a motor at the time, so. And there was so much uncertainty with that other motor that I had. Because that other 3.8, now, if that happened to be a rear-wheel drive engine, I would have just dropped it in. But yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, luckily, when it comes to electric bill, TV, internet, my dad covers that stuff, but I pay the rest of my bills. Hey, Stacy, how's it going? Definitely appreciate you coming to the live stream. Actually, I need to make this a little smaller. This is true. Now, could I have technically kept her and I knew a guy with a 351 that he would have given me for free, that I could have thrown it? Yes, but I don't have a proper workspace to try and drop a motor into my car. So there's that. Like, now I have more resources to go to places to where I can drop a motor very easily into a car. But it's a little hard to do on gravel. So, you know, one of those deals. Wow, we're up to 9 viewers. I definitely appreciate everybody coming out to this. That's awesome. To be honest, I could get these powder coated off a friend of mine for basically nothing, like price of materials, but I'm not going to. Greg probably would, but I haven't asked him. Like, and to be honest, I don't want to try and have a long-term project in his garage. So there's that too. Like, I've had vehicles out of his property a few times, but never taking up his garage, which whenever he gets his Lincoln back, you know, his garage will be occupied. H-pipe. H-pipes have a more baritone noise compared to the X-pipes. Because any X-pipe on a V6, 9 times out of 10, gets that raspy tone, and it's just not as nice sounding. H-pipes are way better. And no, I'm using 1500 grit, actually. So, it's all the wet sandpaper I have, to be honest. So, I didn't go and buy materials for this. I just use what I have. So, it's fine. But this one's getting pretty close to being where it's satisfactory, because what I'm doing actually is just getting these ready to wrap them, to do a header wrap on them. Which I won't do live here because I don't have the header wrap on me. Yeah, and so there's actually rust on this piece a little bit. I didn't notice that one about these. That's fine. Rust is always on the underside though, so. Yeah, like I have an H-pipe in Stitch, my 81 inline 6. It sounds really good if you haven't heard that yet. There are videos on that. But oh, of course. Actually, old school, the thing is 1500 grit isn't that bad. You can go way higher than that. So, yeah. Yeah, like X-pipes are more for if you had a Coyote, you could put an X-pipe in it. And they actually have a decent sound, but not this way. So that could work. Although I will say, if you're gonna do a cooled air intake, please make sure that it has a heat shield around where the filter would be, because otherwise it's not gonna work out that well. There we go. I mean, and to be honest, what I'm doing right now is more fun anyways. So, yeah, you can make V6's sound really badass. Actually, if you want, there is a video on my channel. It's not even a minute long. It's a Rowdy Mustang on the dyno. That is a V6 that sounds that aggressive. And it's just insane of what that thing sounds like. I don't know what exhaust setup he did on it for that, though. He had the 3.7 Cyclone V6 and his S197. So now let's just see. Yeah, because there's a little bit of rust. But it's not through or anything like that. It's just starting. So luckily I'm doing this, because if I just slap these on, these wouldn't last terribly long. Oh, there we go. That's looking better. Yeah, see, and all I'm doing is when I'm done at a little spot, just to make sure that I am done, I use Brickley. Yes, the video with the lime green Mustang on the dyno. That thing, the sound it makes, oh my god. Now, he's done a slightly tamer exhaust now, but... You know, it's interesting. I think I actually preferred the sound of the V6 before. Because it had a really aggressive sound out of that 6. But I am so happy with the V8, though. And I can't wait to properly drive it, because I haven't been able to yet. So, and she's not even here. She's at the shop. Now, she's at the shop for a couple of things. And my dumbass didn't realize... little tech tip for you guys. Belt tensioners are reverse thread. I had no idea. So I couldn't get the belt back on when I took it off. Which, I don't know how, because everything was still in place. So, and I'm pretty sure the springs in that belt tensioner weren't working that well. It's weird, but whatever. Got a new one coming. The shop will just install it, because it's already there. They're going to top up some coolant, which I supplied them. And they are going to do the inspection on it. So it should pass, although they might ding me for not having a battery hold down, but I got a bungee cord in my pocket that I'm just going to use as a battery hold down. It works for my out of province. So, yeah. See, now, I'm curious though, why'd you do a muffler delete entirely though? Like, you can get a really good sound without it being too loud and aggressive. With a good set of, like, Borla mufflers or something like that. Full masters aren't bad, but they're a little cheaper quality now as well. But I'm just curious. Did you just want that really aggressive, loud sound, or what? God, it's really hard to get in there. I might have to use my wire brush for that. But, yeah, see, I've never dealt with the serpentine setup until having this car back. So, and it was just my sort of mistake there. I'm learning stuff about the 302 as well, because, again, I've never worked on a 302. I've never worked on a small block Ford, period. So, there's that. I've worked on mostly inline sixes. So, I've worked on 350s, but that wasn't much. Fair. I would just, I don't know, it just sounds like that it would be quite, like, super aggressive and really loud, so. But, I mean, yeah, you can get, though, like I said, because if it happens to be too loud for you when you're done with everything, because it will change the tone once you do an H-pipe and stuff like that, and it might get a little louder with the H-pipe, actually. Like, it's something to remember, too, with H-pipe to X-pipe. H-pipe has a more baritone noise while giving you more low-end torque, while an X-pipe gives you a more raspy noise with better horsepower. So it kind of depends on what the sound you want and what kind of power you want, right? Do you want torque or do you want horsepower? Well, that's fair. I'm also used to more of my older stuff. You know, I'm gonna switch sandpapers here because that one's getting a little catty. Yeah, getting really close here. At least on this header. I'm surprised it's actually going this quickly. Because again, it's not gonna be mint, like I mentioned. Not going for that. But just better, right? I mean, stock mufflers will always be very restrictive and whatnot, but you can always put on an aftermarket muffler. Yeah, and I'm assuming that's the Convoy that's making their noise, which I wish they would just stop. Which is so stupid, because the Convoy shouldn't be here. They should be elsewhere. Because I live nowhere near Ontario. Well, that's fair. That is definitely fair. Yeah, phone, I'm not going to do that software update right now. Leave me alone. Thank you. I'm in the middle of a live stream. Can you see that? My phone just decided, hey, I'm gonna install an update right now. Just like, I'm live. Why would you install it now? Install it after I'm done. Like, dude. But it's fine. It's not gonna reset on me or anything. So. Because yeah, I'm very happy with these. And then tonight, depending on how it goes, I will be live with Novotaz's channel for only about an hour. Because again, another hockey game tonight, unfortunately. So hopefully it'll work out. He's a little sick right now, so we'll see if he actually does the live tonight or not. Because yeah. Muffler day, do these, probably the shorties. Well, that'll be fun for sure. Like, and it'll definitely have a really aggressive, nice tone. But like I said, consider mufflers in the future. Just because when you put that H pipe on it, it's probably gonna get louder. So, which oddly enough, I would think your car had an H pipe with the V6, but maybe I'm wrong. Because like the H pipe that is on Stitch actually, my 81 with the inline 6, that H pipe is off of a 2014 Coyote. So it was used, but in really good shape. She replaced it with higher flow. So H pipe. And the car sounds bitchin'. So okay. Like I said, I'm not as familiar with the newer Mustangs compared to the old. Like, I know about them, but not as much. So, I mean, any exhaust after about 1970 is extremely restrictive. So, yeah, these are gonna look great. They're already looking really good. Yeah, just a little bit up here. And then we should be good to go, I think. Because the problem is I can't get in there with my wet sandpaper, so I'm not sure how to do that. And my wire brush won't fit in there either. So, oh well. Yeah. There we go. Getting really close on the bulk of this, so I'll have to talk with some people as well that might know some other stuff that I don't to get that one pipe sanded properly, because I can't really reach it that well underneath here. But yeah, this is basically just what I'm doing. Wet sanding some headers to try and get as smooth a surface as I can for when I wrap it. So I'll just end up wrapping this. So. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. That's the way to do it. A muffler delete on your 81. Now see, with your 81, because actually I'm trying to remember, what motor do you have in your 81 again? And did you retain the catalytic converter or no? Because that's another thing too. There we go, it's getting a little better. Little bit by little bit. See, it's always, and what I've seen, it's always this middle pipe that gets the rustiest, but it makes sense. It has the most concentration of heat out of all of them, so. And having these equal length headers is just awesome with the proper scavenging inside too. Like, BBKs are worth every penny, so. I would have bought new, but I found these ones. So, you know, a little bit of cleanup work and save myself a few $100. Plus, I got a distributor out of the deal. It's a win-win-win, right? But yeah, I definitely appreciate everybody sticking around and, you know, watching me wet sand metal. It's not really exciting, but hey, you know what? We're having a good conversation, and it's good. God, my hands are all dirty already. Not shocking, but like my bucket of water is like rust water right now too, because of this one spot on this center pipe that's rusty. But again, it's not rusted through. It's just coating on top. It's rusty. It's but I'm trying to get all of that rust off, and then I'll be just about done these. There's a couple of minor little spots to yeah. Oh, for sure. Like it's watch time. Also, I might make a little bit of money when people jump in, but that's about it. If they happen to get an ad, because I do have this monetized. But if I don't, no big deal. And yeah. Actually, there we go. Maybe do that. That was terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself. Come on, there we go. There we go, that's better. So what I've done here is actually I've stuck the sandpaper through on both sides so that I can get a little better, hopefully, with any luck. But yeah, that was a terrible joke, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But see, and the only other upgrades that I have to do to Lilo so that she's reliable is I need to find an 8.8 rear end. And preferably, actually, I'd much rather stick with the 273s that are in it. So an 8.8 limited slip with 273s would be great. Because I do care a little bit of fuel economy. A little. I'll be driving that car a lot, so, you know, have that. And still have it a nice, fun car, which I want to take on Miles of Mayhem this year. I want to do a couple other things to it as well. So, yeah, it'll be very exciting to see what's ahead. It all depends if I can afford to do Miles of Mayhem this year. Which I've never done. I've never done any drag racing, period, other than, like, racing friends on the road, so. Oh, man, that's looking really good. Yeah, check out this, I've been working away on the center pipe here, and look at how shiny that one is compared to the rest. So, it's just inside there. It's really tight to try and do anything. So I might not be able to get these fully done, but I'll do my best here. So. No, see, I've got a set of wheels for it that are way better than a pony wheel. Honestly, pony wheel, way overdone. Pony wheels look fine, but they're not what I want to do. There we go. Make sure there's no dirt particles on this, or as little as possible. See, that's the one thing. When I'm cleaning something like this, and because of my ADD, I bounce to so many spots. And it's almost an issue. I don't finish one spot as well as I could. I'll move on and then go back to it later. It's a struggle, definitely. But at times. But basically, I'm just trying to get this as smooth as I can so that the wrap will stick to it. Which yeah, and we'll see if I'm properly able to wrap headers. So. Yeah, I mean, and that's the one thing. People will give you crap for owning a 6-cylinder. Trust me, even my buddy Cody, who loves Mustangs, he gives me crap for my inline-6 Mustang, and it's fine. And he's just like, you need a V8 in there. It's just, no, I don't. No, I don't. I like my inline-6. It's reliable. It's fun. It's torquey. It's not very fast, but it is torquey. And you know, it's got decent fuel mileage. You know, it'll get better than what the 302 will get. That's for damn sure. Even with these on it, which will actually help fuel economy a little bit, because less restrictive exhaust will do that. But because I don't know. I mean, sometimes you need a V8. Wait, is he actually doing that? That is cool. Now, I want to give a hand to Mustang Guy, to be honest. he is a really good person. If he's actually doing that, that is incredible. So yeah, that good on you, bud. I don't know if I could take a running driving car and have somebody take parts off of it, like drive it to them to do that. Like, don't get me wrong, unless if I didn't care about the car, but it's one of those deals. So I'd have a hard time doing that. So good on him. I'm assuming it's just a parts car, but you never know. Getting there. Well, hey, I've bought entire cars just for one little switch, so there's that. Because I don't know if okay, that's really cool. V8, you make sound, you get more power than a 6. That's basically it. It's the sound and the power. That's all you get. There's a lot more downsides than there is plus sides, technically. Oh, you're 87, okay. Well, see, and something I'm trying to track down right now, it's been difficult, and it's also trying to find some that aren't obscenely priced. And it might just be down the road that I just say, screw it, and go with a, see if I can find somebody with a CNC machine to build sail panels for me instead out of metal for both sides, instead of doing that plastic crap. But I'll say, and I'll just set my car apart compared to everybody else's that way as well. But I'll make sure that they don't break if you do it that way, and weld it properly and all that jazz. See now, and too bad it's you know, wintry out here, because if it wasn't wintry out here, I'd have the pressure washer going as well and go at these. But unfortunately, it's wintry, so that water would just melt and create ice, and that's not good. Let's clean up these flanges a little bit. Yeah, see, and also, like, if I knew somebody with a steam cleaner for parts, these would go straight to the steam cleaner. Or if I knew somebody with, like, a laser etch machine that will just laser these, I would do that too. But again, I don't know somebody with those, sadly. If you happen to be in Alberta and have one of those, let me know. We have fun here. We have fun here. But yeah, and see, and these headers will fit my car because these are not for the GT40 head. These are for the stock heads that I have on the car. So, because that doesn't have GT40 heads. So, yeah, these will be good. These will be good to go. Yeah, I'm very excited about these. Put them in my car. Not only make it look better, because those stock headers are just junk, but make more power. And it'll make a different sound, too. And this is what people don't realize. Anything you do to an exhaust, whether it's a delete, whether it's changing the flow, anything like that will change the sound of your car. Guaranteed. So that's why when, you know, people say, you know, I'm just going to delete everything and put shorties on it, it's just like, you might want to consider mufflers down the road, but we'll see. Actually, I did not see your message there. Hang on. Do that again. Guy around here has a 02 Mustang GT with 1,000 horsepower. Yeah, oh, I can see that. You have a car that's that badass? Yeah, you're probably gonna have a really custom exhaust that way that costs a lot of money. So, because like, yeah, I could get an exhaust built full front to back custom for probably $1,000. So, if I really wanted to. I'm not gonna do that because my cars have good exhausts on them currently. I just need tailpipes on Lilo or on Stitch, and I want to change the tailpipes themselves, like just the tips on Lilo. I don't like the turn down. I want GT style. And I don't want a GT through the bumper style. No, I just want the GT tips, which it had a GT tip, and for some reason, he didn't just do an H pipe, keep that back one, and get a new one. He just went all new and went turn down instead. So, again, some things that will be fixed down the road that I'm just not as big of a fan of. That's all. But the sound of it sounds bitchin' though. I only sell subject cars. Yeah, we don't have anything like that around here. You know, like Calgary might have something like that, but yeah, definitely not in my little neck of the woods. Literally neck of the woods, because you know, I'm in nature here. It's kind of funny, because people won't realize it, but here, oh yeah, there's cougar sightings, there's bear sightings in town. You know, there's foxes, there's wolves, there's coyotes. Now, it's interesting how you can actually flip something like that. That's incredible. Because usually you would lose your ass trying to build something like that. Let's see, how's it looking now? Oh, it's getting close. It's getting really close. Oh, we also have deer and moose here too. So, and there's probably elk nearby as well. I haven't seen one in town, but there's probably is elk. Yeah, it's cool. You know, I've personally seen coyotes and wolves up close. Kind of cool. Though they don't let you get too close, and to be honest, they're not going to do anything to you. They're more scared of you than you are of them. So, that's the one thing, and people don't realize, a lot of wild animals, they don't want anything to do with you. You just happen to be in their territory, so there is a certain etiquette involved when I'm doing that. Fuck, I've already been doing this for almost an hour. Wow. There we go. Let's see. Is it looking any better? See, it's so hard to get the sandpaper in there. Like, this is where I need that laser frickin' etch machine to laser these down for just this pipe right here. Because I can do the rest of this, but it's just that pipe. But then if I had these laser etch, I'd buff them out and make them really shiny. But I want to wrap them. It's a cooler look to me, and it's actually better when it comes to performance. God, them honking the horns is just freaking annoying. Ah, hands are all dirty. But never said this was a clean job, so. Yeah, because that's all pretty much good to go on that one. This one needs a little more. Not much, though. And just, yeah, basically, when you're doing any wet sanding like this, just feel the piece that you're actually working on from time to time to see, is it smooth? Because if it's smooth, then you're good to go, right? You know, on the undersides of a lot of these, there's a little bit of rust there, but that's common because what happens is the most concentration of heat is actually underneath these because it's in between, you know, two really hot exhaust pieces. So, yeah, there we go. Let's flip this upside down and get the underside of these now. Yeah, it's a little bit of hard work, but I mean, it's not too bad. It's just tedious, time consuming, that sort of thing. I personally enjoy doing this compared to most people. Most people hate wet sanding and buffing and stuff like that, but I enjoy it. So I'm one of the very few psychopaths like that. It's therapeutic. Because, yeah, and I've done body work in the past, you know? Like, I took a course in high school, and what was interesting is when I took that course, because all we were doing in that little auto body course was we took a flat piece of sheet metal. We did a nice concave turn to it, although did not do it through we did not use an English wheel. We used hammer and dolly. And the interesting part about it was that I wasn't sure how good my piece was after I was doing all of my hammer and dolly work, and he looked at it and said, I haven't seen somebody do a piece like that good in a long time. So just like that kind of boosted my confidence. Cause I didn't know, to be honest. Like at the time, it looked good, but I didn't know. Like, was there any more to be done? Because most other of the kids, they didn't care. You know, they just thought that this was stupid and they got annoyed. Like there was one kid that in that class, again, this was grade 12, that decided, you know what? After he was done hammer and dollying it, he just smacked it with a hammer really hard and dented it. And just like, what are you doing, you moron? Like, frick. Like, it's not that hard. It's just time consuming. That's all bodywork is. It's just time consuming. It's not super hard. Some bodywork is difficult. Don't get me wrong. If you're working with some materials, like aluminum is kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. And if you happen to have a magnesium body for some reason, or fiberglass is annoying too. So, you know, but regular steel, I have no issues working with that. And welding, again, I've only welded wrought iron and steel. So, never attempted to weld aluminum. But also with aluminum, you probably want to do, like, you want to do more TIG welding as opposed to MIG. So I've only ever MIG too. I've never stick weld, and I've never TIG. So something I want to learn though, but just haven't done it yet. Yeah, no, there's still quite a bit on these. See, I know how to weld, although I will say that my welds are typically not the prettiest, but they'll stick. So that's what I give that guarantee to any sort of piece I do. I screwed up with the exhaust on Stitch when I welded her because my dumb ass didn't consider, oh hey, I need to inlay the pieces into each other then weld it. I was just welding side to like just straight on instead of inlaying it. You have to inlay it, otherwise it'll just fall apart. And that's no different than panels on the side of your car too. You have to do the same thing. But yeah, it was just a mistake, and it's fine. You know, I just ended up getting it professionally done. No big deal. With an H pipe and some thrust turbos. Sounds pretty good. Car's not running 100% right now, but until I replace that, I need to replace that Motorcraft carburetor. That Motorcraft carburetor is actually decent, but it's just not gelling with my setup. So I need to get a Holley that has way more adjustability to it, and so that we can tune it properly. Because the Holley on Lilo, that thing is mint. It runs really well. Need to adjust the choke a little bit. It's a little tight, but other than that, it's good. And then it doesn't have a kickdown on it either, so need to get a kickdown for it. But other than that, she's good. 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 But yeah, it's mostly just like buttoning up and cleanup work, because there's some wiring he did on it, which is not terrible wiring, he just didn't hide it that well. So, you know, there'll be some rerouting of stuff in the future. But for now, once I get it back, I'm just going to enjoy it and drive it. That's all I'm here for. Which it sucks, because when I get my car back from the inspection, it's going to be like minus 17 or something stupid. So it's like, oh man, I can't really enjoy my car. It's just depressing that way. That's good. Ah, it's annoying. Why can't I have, like, really, like, can I be like Elastigirl and, like, really thin my fingers out so I can stand this properly? That'd be great. It is annoying. And this sandpaper is getting pretty close. So, let's see, do I have another one in here? Hang on a second. Swapping out some sandpaper. Ah, that was a bad rip. Whatever. Right. Bones are always in the way. We don't need bones, do we? Do we? But yeah, so, okay. So, I'm not quite done this yet. I don't know if I'll be able to properly finish this, because I can't really get the sandpaper in there too well. But, there's still a couple of spots to button up, but for the most part, it's pretty good at this point. I might just move on to the next one, because there's a lot of more bulk work to do on that one. So, yeah, as you can see, it's actually looking really, really good overall. And it's a proper, like, wash, not just spraying it with brake clean. But, yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. The flange still needs a little bit here, but it's actually pretty smooth. So, but I'll adjust that after. So now, we move on to the other one, which, the other one, well, it's right here. And as you can see, it has a lot more to it, right? That's not, it's still quite dirty and stuff like that. So, we'll begin on this one. So, yeah, let us begin. Get some water, and go to town. Now, see, some people use, like, a spray bottle with water. That works, too. I personally prefer a bucket. But, that way you can kind of wash off any of the dirt and stuff like that that's on your sandpaper. I couldn't tell you how bad it is to replace the control arms, to be honest. I've never replaced personally, I've never worked on anything newer than a 2006, and it wasn't even a Mustang. It was that Magnum over there. So, I couldn't actually tell you. I'm not mechanical knowledge on newer cars. It's not as good. Older cars, I know way better. So, somebody else in here might know, but I don't personally. But I do know that. I mean, the labor involved in changing a control arm, I could see it costing that, because something that you have to do as well when you do that. So it just depends. Although price of parts, being that it's a 2016, so that's an S550, it might be a little pricier for stuff. I just know that, like, it's kind of funny. I was talking with my buddy Koji today, and, you know, he told me, yeah, this belt tensioner retails for, like, $226. I'm like, what? Yeah, but, you know, he gives me deals, so, it's gonna be much cheaper than that. But, the thing is, with getting that belt tensioner, most things from Stitch are like $40 a piece, maybe. So, it depends on the quality of the control arms. Because, like, yeah, you can get them. You could probably get them from Rock Auto for, like, really cheap. Because Rock Auto is usually cheaper than the majority of sites. But sometimes cheap isn't the way to go. It's worth it most of the time to actually pay up. So, oh yeah, see, that's not cool. See, now, because something you could talk to, like, a performance shop. You know, if you have a Summit Racing or something like that, to see what they have for that, so that you get good quality as well. So, there's nothing wrong with Rock Auto, but sometimes Rock Auto stuff doesn't last near as long as it should. Like I've gone through a ball joint in like a year on my car from Rock Auto. That was really freaking annoying. I've ordered parts from Rock Auto that were just the wrong parts or bad parts. It doesn't happen very often though. Like I honestly I like Rock Auto, but it's one of those deals. I've learned to upgrade rather than just replace more. Let's see. Can I get this to shine? Ah, God. I might need to get more sandpaper. There we go. Got that. I'll say you can use Rock Auto. Rock Auto is fine. I promise you that. It's just on Rock Auto, like, the one thing is, with Rock Auto, they do have options for stuff, and typically, I've noticed for quite a few different things for my car, the same exact part from Rock Auto is the same that Napa has, and Napa charges $20 more. So, you know. Ah, okay. You see, that's kind of dumb. I mean, if you have emissions laws and whatnot, I can understand if you happen to have those or not. Because we don't have emissions anything here in Alberta. It's kind of nice. So I can go about my catalytic converter deletes all the time. Because I do it all the time. Because all a catalytic converter does is wear down your motor quicker. Okay, yeah, see. Promax Rotomax? I don't think I have. No, sorry. Old school? Don't know that brand. God, it's annoying over there. Quit your honking. Nah. You know, if you're ever in your car and like doing burnouts and stuff, I thumbs up. You're just honking your horns. Nah. Honking horns is not as cool. It's amazing what little work it takes to get that shine back. Which, yes, I am not. Again, these are gonna get wrapped when I'm done. So, like, and something else I could do to these too, which I might end up doing because I can't get like. Don't get me wrong. This wet setting is fun. Get to talk to you, lovely human beings. Unless if one of you is an alien, which if so, don't probe me. That's rude. So. 18,000 miles? Ouch. From Bayer brakes? That sounds like it might be a caliper issue that is pushing too much pressure to put that ridge on them. Like, or it was a warped disc of some description. I don't know. Like, could it have been a factory defect? Because that is rough, though. Like, they should have lasted a lot longer than that. Like, hell, I still have the original front brakes on my 81 Mustang, which they need to be replaced, don't get me wrong. But the fact that I can't actually lock up my brakes front or rear means I need to do some work. But, oh, that'll do it. Which car do you have those on? Oh, jeez. Funny guy. Excuse me. But hey, actually, because I noticed that she was down in the chat, If you wanna all check out Water and Wrenches channel, actually, that's my friend Nat. She has a really cool Ford Ranger, like it's the square body Ranger. So it's really neat. She wants to swap in a 302, and she's doing, you know, the YouTube thing. So it's very exciting, honestly. And yeah, go support her. She's had a few videos up, and you know, like the other day, she just put up a video of her changing on thermostat. So that's cool. And yeah, I've personally hung out with her a few times, and she's an absolutely delightful person. So. Oh, that's just looking beautiful. But yeah, I might have to actually, because when I've done this, what I might just do is put these in buckets, because I have buckets. I can fill them up with muriatic acid and just let them sit, and they will come clean that way. But yeah. Well, this water was warm when I started, but that was an hour ago, so now it's kind of cold. I like to use warm water just because it's nicer on your hands. Right? I'm just so glad. Like, if there was any wind today whatsoever, I wouldn't be doing this. It'd be too cold on my hands. So, yeah. But just trying to get a bit of the rust out. And yeah, because it's actually and if she wants to, whenever you guys get around to doing those wheels, because again, there's no rush on them. Just would like to have them when the snow melts. That's also, you have a couple months at least. But yeah, I'm sure she'll probably be filming the process because that'll be cool to actually film. So of restoring wheels, like with curb rash and stuff like that, powder coating and all that stuff. So yeah. There we go. That's not a bad idea actually. Although that's no different than just using like a scrubber or something like that. Well, if not, I'll go over there and I'll make them. Let you film. I know where you live. I will just send passive aggressive notes through the mail to where you guys live. I'm saying let her film. Just let her film. Otherwise, you will have bad luck for 2 years. No, that's not at Roy's. It's actually at my buddy Keith's place. The one difference between Roy and Keith, Keith has a lift and a bigger shop. Roy doesn't. But Roy has more of the more specialty tools. So, you know, we might be contacting him for stuff in the future. So, yeah. So it's all good. But like I said, I'll be up there in a couple of weeks. And yeah. You know, like whenever the because basically whenever the weather is not awful, like it's good right now, but it's gonna get colder next week. But basically, I'm waiting for the fuel pump to come in because I'm not using an electric pump. I found a mechanical pump, and yeah, once that comes in, I'll be contacting Keith and staying up there for probably a day or two, see if we can get the thing running and driving, and then go from there. You know, see what else it needs as well. Because especially with the lift, you can see a lot more, so that I've been able to see in the driveway. So I know it needs rockers, so we'll might even get those done there too. See now, I don't know if he'd get copyright on that or not, just by adding Canadian in there. That's the one thing. Although I do want to get him an Omega Auto Clinic sticker, or not sticker, shirt for him to wear. I want that so bad. It'd be hilarious. Okay, it's getting better. But yeah, to finish these out properly, I'm probably gonna have to put these in bariatric acid, unfortunately. And there's nothing bad about bariatric acid at all. It's corrosive on your skin, so you have to be careful with it. But to get this rust off properly, because I can't get in there, all the way in there, it might be easier. Well, it would be easier actually, just to do that. But the only thing is with bariatric acid is you gotta make sure it doesn't get contaminated. So I need to borrow somebody's garage where I can put it in. So that's the trick. Because yeah, I can't put it all on the deck here. Damn horn blowers. There you go. All the Dans, every single one of the Dans are saying you can film. So there you go. Because I don't know, Dan seems like a fairly agreeable person, and I'm sure he'd allow you to do it, unless if he's a lot different than when I'm there. Or maybe I just have to go there while doing it, and then you can film. Maybe that's the trick. There you go. So many Dan. Oh, there's a little bit of a high spot actually in this. See, if I had a file, which I don't have, I'd get rid of that high spot. You might be able to see it. Hang on. Looking pretty good though, overall. Because if you take a look, right, yeah, I kind of finished up the first one. So you can see right there. I don't know if you can probably see that, but there's a bit of a high spot there. So that'll need to be filed down so I can wrap these. If I was just bolting them on the car, wouldn't need to. But the fact that these are going to be wrapped, that'll need to be addressed because the wrap won't connect to that. And what I mean by wrap is header wrap, not like wrapping your car. It's an entirely different process. It stores the heat a little better. Now you can get like powder coated on these too, or ceramic coating or whatever. But, I think I'm gonna wrap them, so it'll be cheaper. I'm getting new gaskets, yes. I would never ever reuse gaskets ever in my life. That's just a terrible idea. I'm also getting new header studs as well because I don't trust those header studs to come out of that very well. So just get some nice ramp locks and be ready and be good to go. I'm not gonna go with ARPs, so. Yeah, see, if you get good enough header wrap, it lasts for like ever. And like modern headers last so much longer than old headers do. Like, because the old headers, they just weren't built to the quality of these modern headers, and they last you like maybe 5 years and you're done. So. Oh God, I'm getting hungry. Might have to find myself some food here pretty soon. Actually, I will have to. Ugh. But yeah, and these should just bolt right in and have zero issues whatsoever. So. a spray. Wait, what do you mean by that? A spray can for header? Like, is it like an adhesive or something like that? Like, what are you talking about? I am much confusion there. I've never heard of that. Oh, there we go. Ah, okay. Yeah, I can give those a shot. Give something like that a shot, anyways. Because yeah, these are not gonna get wrapped today, and to be honest, they'll probably, when I do end up wrapping these, they'll be up in Edmonton. So. Ah, God. Yeah, because to be honest, I've never wrapped headers in my life, so this will be my first set. So that's a good thing too now. So does that like go on top of the wrap, or does that go underneath, like on the headers themselves? It's getting better. Still not amazing, but getting better. On top, okay. I'll have to ask Cody if he has any of that at Napa or not. He can get it in, but because he has had a wrap there. He showed it to me the other day. But then after I'm done all this, plus the the headers, the distributor, getting everything buttoned up on the car, this summer I want to take the car on Miles of Mayhem, which is basically like our version of Drag Week. So it'll be pretty fun. Although it's all 8th mile tracks though. But yeah, it'll be really, really fun. Because I think we start in like Rimbey, we go out to Medicine Hat, go out to Saskatchewan. I think we go back to Medicine Hat and we finish back off in Rimbey. So, and Rimbey's not that far from me, so it's kind of convenient. So we end there. Although I'm surprised they won't go up to Castrol at Edmonton. I get it's. I mean that's a 1/4 mile track, but you can I'm sure they have facilities for 8th mile. Way ahead of you. I've already got. They're not here. Gonna get some ramp locks, so they'll be awesome. Because like I said earlier, I am not relying on those stock exhaust studs to come out very easily and to be good when I'm done. So. Because they've been on that engine since new, and that engine has over 200K on it. Plus, I need to get an 8.8 for it at some point, and I'll be good to go. I don't know. Whenever I get my money in for my RESP, that's when those upgrades will happen more. With the rear end. I mean, if you will it into existence, it might work. Does that count? Oh, did he finally actually retire? Well, good on him. He had a really good career. So, I mean, after all, he's has some bunch of Super Bowls under his belt. So. Yeah, that's just not coming out that well with the sandpaper, so... Yeah, I'll just have to put these in, like, muriatic acid or something like that. Then clean them off and coat them, put the header wrap on, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, because I cannot get this rust off myself doing this very well. Like, I can get some of it off, but not all of it, so... And if you don't get all of it off, your header wrap's not going to stick. So, I'll just end up doing that. Unfortunately, so... Yeah, it's just kind of disappointing. I was hoping to get these like done here. So, and no worries, old school. I'll catch you later. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, it's a little disappointing that I wasn't able to get these as good as I wanted, but oh, definitely. Like this header especially. Now, this header needs to be properly rinsed off and stuff like that, but because this one. You saw it last night. This is a lot shinier, although there is still, like, you can kind of see, if I wet this down, it'll look, like, really, really good. Although, it's this pipe that in here, for example, is still rusty. But, yeah. Some muriatic acid will do the trick, and I could actually do a video on that proper, because, like, trying to do wet sanding videos is kind of a pain, so. Yeah, but they do look better, that's for sure. They're not amazing, but they look a lot better. Yeah, so, I did something good. Plus, I got to talk to you lovely people. And, yeah, this is one of my best lives yet, because of the viewership right now is really good, actually. You know, I peaked at, like, 12, I think, and then now I've been hovering around 8, 7. So, that's been pretty good. Most of my lives only get, like, 3 or 4. So, yeah, I'm very excited about that. Later on tonight, though, I'll be probably on, if he does it tonight, because, again, I'm not sure because he is sick. But look out if Novitaz does a live stream, I'll be there for about an hour, and then I've got a hockey game to watch. So, unfortunately. But, yeah. So, if you want to do some more automotive talk there, we can later on tonight. That'll be at 7 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. And it'll be a good show. It usually is, so we have fun there. Sometimes I get annoyed because his ADD kicks in too much and he talks too much, so. And there you go, you got a subscriber out of the deal. Awesome! Yeah, like, Nat is a really cool chick, to be honest. I have kind of pushed her a little bit to get more into the car scene, and she's done really well, actually. I'm very happy for her. And yeah, and she's been having fun, you know? So, and like, because her channel is a little different, there is automotive content, obviously, but one of her big passions is, like, lakes and rivers and stuff. So she'll have videos on actually nature stuff like that, too. So, yeah, it'll be really cool to see what she does, and it's such a unique concept that I'm really interested in how she does it. So, I'm excited to see what she does, though. And, yeah. You know, and like she actually is the one that hang on, let's do that. There we go. Oh, exactly. There we go. So I'm not bent down. And actually I should. Yeah, let's move that. There we go. That's a little better. Hey, it's what I do for my friends, you know. Anybody that has anything involved, that especially if I like their stuff, I will shout them out all the time. That is what I do. And yeah, and I try my best to help everybody out that I can. In my own little ways. And that's the one thing about this channel is it does have bigger reach than some of your other smaller channels because, I mean, yeah, I have close to 1,400 subscribers. I'm that close. I lost one the other day, so I'm at 1,396. So I need 4 subscribers, and then I'm at 1,400. And there will be a celebration video coming up, actually, with Lilo when she's registered and insured. And then when the weather's a little nicer, I do have some burnout tires, so we might put some wheels on her to do a burnout. Do some sliding around in the snow and stuff like that, and have fun, right? So we'll see. We'll see if I can get those wheels on because I need to get a Dremel and bore out the centers of them because it will not fit over the hub. But other than that, hey, no worries. I definitely appreciate that. And yeah, and like in any time, you know that anytime that you need anything, I'm always here. So, and hey, no worries, Martino. I'll catch you around. Peace. Well, with my really dirty hand, I need to wash my hands. Although, I can just do this. Brake clean is one of the best cleaners on the planet for washing your hands. It's just corrosive. But yeah, actually, because yeah, I don't think. Oh no, that's not a wire brush. I just got myself all wet from that. My wire brush is inside because like maybe that I don't think I can get in there though, unfortunately. But oh well. But yeah, no, this turned out pretty good actually. I'm very happy with how these look so far. They're not super amazing, but it's much better. And then yeah, in the future, I'll see about putting these in some acid for a day or two and get them looking a lot nicer. Because muriatic acid works wonders on this sort of stuff. And that honking's getting really annoying. Been doing this for an hour and a half, and they've been doing it the entire time. I don't know what it's about though, but it's just stop it. But yeah. Anyways, so at this point though, I'm getting really hungry. I haven't eaten today yet, so it's like 2 o'clock. It's like 2:30 ish. So I should go eat. I really appreciate all of you that came out and supported this live stream. This was really fun to do, to be honest, and I've never actually worked on anything live, and I do want to do more of this in the future. And hey, at least you got in this video though, you got that promise working on exhaust live that I meant to do months ago. But the thing is, my internet went down. It's a good thing that it did because that was not going well for me. But yeah, no, I will go eat and do all that stuff, and yeah, I will catch you all later. Thank you all so much for being here, for all of you that are subscribed, and for all the love and support that you guys give me. I really appreciate every single bit of it. Yeah, catch you around, Katarina's Garage Bros. You're my KGB. I really need to get that on a shirt, and I will have that on merch. KGB, Katarina's Garage Bros. It's gonna happen. I promise. At some point. Because it's too funny. That cannot not happen. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go eat. I'll catch you all later. Thank you all so much. Peace.